Hey friends, come along with me. I'm gonna make this delicious, creamy, homemade tomato soup with tortellinis. It's not too late to still make some soup before the summer comes. This is a delicious one and it's so easy. Here are the ingredients. There's just very few ingredients to make this. Most of these things come right out of your cupboard, so let's get started. Let's get 3 tablespoons of butter in a pan on medium heat and start to melt. Then we're going to add in 1 diced onion. It can be roughly cut because we're going to blend up this soup, so it doesn't matter. Then we're just going to let that cook on the stove for a few minutes until those start to get nice and tender. Now we're going to add in 2 cans of stewed tomatoes. Use stewed tomatoes. They have a sweet, fresh taste. Don't use diced tomatoes. You have to trust me on this one. Now, I should have added my 2 cloves of garlic to my onions before the tomatoes, and I forgot, but that's okay. We want to add in 2 cloves of garlic. I'm just going to heat this up for a little bit until that garlic starts to melt because I do use frozen garlic. That's the kind from Trader Joe's. I highly recommend it. It's so easy and so delicious. Now, once that garlic is all melted around, here comes the star of the show. I'm going to use my immersion blender to blend this all up and make it nice and creamy. Now you could definitely just dump this into a blender on your counter if you want to and just blend it up. It doesn't matter how you do it. We just want to make sure that's all blended up. At this point, because my levels were not very deep, I was splattering this everywhere. So I suggest putting your broth in before you start blending. I was going to use chicken broth, but I realized I was almost out of it, so I used 2 cups of beef broth. Now you could use chicken, beef, or vegetable broth. It does not matter. Anything's going to give it that good kind of little hint of salty water taste because these tomatoes are so sweet. Now you can see this works so well. I blended this up for just a few minutes. It was nice and creamy. Now you're not going to get it completely creamy and smooth using an immersion blender, so there will be a few little pieces in there. But then look what happened. I splattered this all over the place. So we're going to have to take a little pause because I don't want this to dry on my stove. So let's wipe this all down. And then, oh no, it got on the kitchen cabinets too. That is just part of cooking, you guys. Take the pause, clean it up. Your soup will be just fine. And then, of course, it's all over the stove too. Don't forget to use your immersion blender with enough liquid in the bottom or it's going to splatter everywhere. That's okay, enough of the behind the scenes. Let's get going. We're going to put in 1 cup of heavy cream. And you're going to think, oh no, this is an unhealthy soup now. It is not. This is only about 160 calories a cup. This is not a bad soup because everything you've put in it so far is really low calorie. 1 cup of heavy cream is not going to make this soup unhealthy. Trust me, it's so good too. And now this is my little hack to make my bowl look nice and pretty for you two. We're just gonna take all of that away from when I was blending and splattering all over. But you can already see that this soup is getting a nice, rich, creamy color. Now, the very last ingredient we need to add are these little tortellinis. I like to use the dry ones because they stay small and they don't lose their shape. So I put in 1.5 cups of these tortellinis. And the bag says to cook these for 8 minutes, but I'll tell you, in my opinion, they're always a little bit better and softer, and the cheese gets nice and soft inside if you cook them for about 15 minutes. So I cooked them for 15 minutes, and then I also turned off the heat and let the soup cool for just a bit and left those tortellinis in it. They don't lose their shape, and they get nice and soft. That's the best way, in my opinion. And now you can see once it's cooked, it's cooled down a little bit. It's got this nice, rich tomato color. Look at how nice and creamy this is. I'm going to serve it up and bring in my taste tester so we can taste it and tell you how fabulous this soup turned out. I got the taste tester.
Hi.
This looks so good. It smells so good, isn't it? I can't lie. I've already been tasting it while I've been making it, so I know I love it.
I have no idea.
I'm going to try the broth first. It is boiling lava hot.
That's a good broth. Get that tomato.
Very sweet, like a stewed tomato, but it has that good garlic and onion, and that broth gives it a good kind of, it's not salty, but somewhat salty flavor. No spices in here. You could add any spice you want, but It doesn't need it. The broth and the stewed tomatoes and the garlic and onion, they do it.
My tortellinis are perfectly tender, well cooked. Yeah, that's good soup, honey.
I absolutely love this. It wasn't hard. Try making your own homemade tomato soup. Throw in some tortellinis if you want to make it fancy. This is delicious. Let's go eat supper, honey.
All right.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Bye.